Sun Valley Solar was formed by two colleagues, Russ and Joe, who worked at Intel together. With a focus more on lean initiatives, which Russ and Joe brought over with them from Intel, the company puts its focus more on efficiency rather than sustainability. The company does not have to choose to focus on one or the other, but its vision and mission focuses primarily on efficiency and innovation and has nothing stated about sustainability. At the time the company formed, when the mission and vision were created, sustainability was not a high priority in companies yet. Solar was also still a new field. As time passes, mission statements can and should be updated to account for new focuses. It is time for Sun Valley Solar to put sustainability in its mission statement and have another element to focus on in its daily operations. More than 10 years after Sun Valley Solar came to be, I was hired into the company in April of this year. When I first started, my coworkers asked me what degree I was going for. As I tried to explain to them what program I was in and what it was meant to teach me, many responded with how much they wanted to have a sustainability committee at the company, but none of them had time to start one. I began considering whether I should be the one to start it, but I was hesitant since I was so new to the company and did not know how things ran there yet. After learning more about the company, I discovered that it was a Tier 1 level company operating in a sustainable industry. Almost 4 months after being hired by the company, I decided I needed to help make a change. I was connected to a brand new sustainability intern who works in the commercial department and is going to the School for Sustainability as well. After a brief conversation together and an email out to the company's previous sustainability department graduates from ASU, an unofficial sustainability committee had its first meeting. Together, we decided to help steer the company toward a more sustainable future, which will help it be more profitable and more favorably looked upon by potential customers. As Sun Valley Solar grows into a medium-sized company from a small one, it has felt growing pains and has been trying to catch up to its size rather than focus on where it is going in the future. Along with this growth, the local utility decided to change its rate plan, thus pressuring many of its customers to buy solar now instead of waiting as they had been. Due to the massive rush of business, management has been focused on trying to keep their departments afloat and functioning rather than evolving and growing. My department alone had 4 people leave, 1 person got promoted, and 5 new people were hired, including myself, in the first 3 months there. All of this occurred during the busiest time of the year, made worse by the utility deadline. Now that we are getting into the winter months and the departments have stabilized, it is time for the managers to begin looking at ways their departments can operate more sustainably and potentially save money in the process. The goal of my initiative is to get Sun Valley Solar to a point where it wants to help focus on sustainable initiatives that help lower our carbon footprint as well as save the company money. These are the initiatives that go along with our drive to be efficient and innovative and will therefore be an easier sell to get the company on board with them. Along those lines, these initiatives will be the ones that can easily market to our customers and show them what we do care about our environment and want to do our part to help reduce our effect on the environment. To begin this journey, we have started a sustainability committee. The goal of the committee is to organize ideas for change, which anyone can bring to us, price out the most viable options, then present the ideas to the PCCB committee, which will give us the ultimate go-ahead and approval of the budget to make it happen. This group determines whether something is feasible to implement and makes sure it will not negatively impact any other department upon implementation. Our committee already has plenty of ideas it is considering for implementation and is in the early stages of researching them. In order to make the most effective change, we need to start on the small and easy scale, then work our way up. Our small scale ideas include implementing a recycling program, changing out our lighting fixtures to be LED lighting, and exchanging our appliances and equipment for those that are energy efficient. While implementing our small scale goals, the committee needs to begin researching the medium scale goals, which include talking to our vendors and looking for sustainably sourced materials versus just the cheapest thing we can find. Finally, we will need to start researching the large-scale changes we want to make, such as adding solar to our roof and attempting to change the company culture about sustainability. Currently, the company does not have sustainability in its mindset. There is waste occurring all over the office and warehouse. The project management department has their Bible that is printed out for each PM. In it, there are over 100 pages of instructions on how to do the job properly. Every time something needs to be updated, which occurs at least once a month, new pages are printed for each PM. Instead of printing a paper book for every PM, they should just store all of the instructions online in our Box account. Along the same lines, installers do not try to use cut pieces of aluminum out in the field when they need more rail for the panels. Instead, they just automatically go for a brand new piece, whether it is needed or not. Clearly, the mindset of saving even the littlest of items for being wasted is not present in the company culture. By beginning to make little changes, we at least are showing the employees that we care. This can go a long way in making a culture shift down the line to thinking sustainably as a whole. Once we start making these changes, we can promote them on our website's blog and show our potential and past customers that we are not only an innovative company, but we are a sustainable one too. In the past, we have focused on our innovative nature to market towards customers with larger, more complex projects. Now that the utility has changed its rate structure, these complex systems do not pencil out like they used to. Therefore, we need to start marketing ourselves differently, which we can do by incorporating sustainability. The biggest hurdle my initiative will have to overcome is getting the necessary people on board for the changes we are trying to make. In the case of our recycling program, getting people to actually use the recycling bins and follow the guidelines of what can and cannot be recycled is required. Getting the owners and accountants to approve the cost of changing out our lighting will be another hurdle. Company buy-in as a whole is what we will need to overcome in order to make changes now as well as changes in the future. One of the biggest challenges facing our initiative is the concern that some of our ideas are too costly. I can do research and perform cost-benefit analyses for all of our initiatives, but at the end of the day, the company needs to not use expense as an excuse. If it embraces change instead of running from it, then I think we will be more successful. If instead they look for an excuse not to move forward, then they will find it. Therefore, the desire for change needs to be already there in order for us to be successful. With my background in sustainability leadership, I will guide the committee to stay on track with its research and initiatives. One of my strengths is that I enjoy doing research. I can provide this to the committee and present it so we can accurately make decisions about different initiatives we want to make. It also helps that I am newer to the company and have not yet fallen into the "this is the way we do things" mindset that some other employees have. But in my committee, we have a good mixture of new employees and more seasoned employees, so I think that will help us be more effective in how we approach our changes in the long run. Initially, when the Sustainability Committee first started, there was some interest as well as some skepticism. A couple of employees wanted to join when it was officially up and running and had purpose, but a few made bets as to how long it would last. This is going to be the biggest trial for the committee, getting people to believe that we are going to stick around for the long haul. Along the same lines, we are already rolling out our recycling program, and while some were excited for it, others were laughing and did not care to follow the rules about what can and cannot go in the blue bins. More than likely, these will be the attitudes we will be up against for every initiative we try to implement. For this reason, we decided to start small with the recycling program. The blue bins were already located all around the office. They were just being dumped into a trash bin at the end of the day instead of being recycled. One of our members researched how the city of Chandler works with businesses to recycle. She got a list of the items they would accept and compiled it into a PDF list, which was sent to all employees. Then the committee printed out these, placed them around the office above the blue bins, and handed one out to every employee, just to help remind people to use their blue bins. Finally, we determined that the city of Chandler will not come to our offices to pick up the recycling, so we would either need to hire a private service to pick it up for a fee, or we would bring it into Chandler's recycling facility ourselves. One of our members has a pickup truck, and the facility is right down the street from us, so we decided to take it in ourselves for now, until we see how much recycling we are collecting on a weekly basis. We are now working on doing research on energy-efficient lighting for the warehouse and offices. We need to find out the wattage and model numbers of the lights to determine what can go in their place. Then we can price out all the replacements and calculate how much energy we think they will save the company. Also, I want to see if our accountant will give us details about our electric bill so we can more accurately determine what the savings actually are after we install the new lighting. We can also take into account the cost of the new lighting and see how long it takes us to break even on this lighting. We also need to start researching the appliances we have in the building to determine how energy efficient they are. Then we can focus on replacing the equipment one by one, beginning with the least energy efficient and moving to the most energy efficient. There is a chance that some of our newer items are energy efficient enough already and will not need to be replaced at all. These are all details we are working as a team to collect outside of meeting hours. When we have our sustainability committee meetings once a month, we present what we have discovered so far, as well as discuss successes that we have already had, and any changes that we think should be made to any current initiatives. We strategize about what needs to be done next and give ourselves deadlines to have the information gathered by. For the lighting, we hope to have all of the data gathered by January so we can present our findings to the PCCB committee and hopefully get approval on replacement. Since we just rolled out the recycling program, we will be monitoring the amount of recycling we accrue. For now, we have the PDF list of what can and cannot be recycled, but I would also like to make a larger poster to be placed in the common areas with photos that can be recycled, with photos of the items that can be recycled. This will make it easier for people to know what can and cannot go in the blue bins without having to stop and look up their items on a PDF list in their email. As time goes on, I expect the amount of materials being recycled to steadily increase. Once that levels off, I think we will be able to call it a success because that means that most of the people who will be recycling are recycling. With the energy efficient lighting, appliances, and equipment, we will be successful once every item has been replaced. With the lighting, this should be the case by next year. With the appliances and equipment, this will take longer as some of our non-energy efficient items are still relatively new and should not be replaced yet. We have to consider the effect of the waste of one product when considering the energy offset of buying a new product. It only makes sense to replace a less energy efficient item with a more energy efficient one after it has surpassed its expected life. Whenever we have rolled out a new initiative and we start seeing the positive results of the initiative, we can put the updates up on our WOW board where we list all of the commendations given by our customers to our team members. If the team participates in helping to implement an initiative, then praise should be given openly to the success of the initiative so everyone can see what a difference is being made and inspire the desire in them to be a part of making the change too. Our vision and mission statement are contained on one piece of paper and given to every new employee on their first day. My initiative strongly relates to the company's values but is not explicitly stated. In order to have the biggest impression, we should change our mission to include sustainability. We combine innovation, quality, and cutting-edge solutions with engaged employees to drive the clean energy revolution. In leading by example, and incorporating sustainability internally, we hope to inspire others to change the world too. By adding in the line about sustainability internally, it will become part of the company and be part of every new employee that comes into the company. Adding sustainability to the mission statement will also help with company buy-in, since the mission and vision are often referred to when big decisions need to be made within the company. As we begin to make changes around the office and bring attention to our committee, it will become a tangible change to everyone within the company. This will also help keep sustainability in the front of their minds and may help inspire new sustainable ideas to come to light. Our vision and mission statement are contained on one piece of paper and given to every new employee on their first day. So we need to add this in so that they think sustainability when they come to the company. But the question remains, will the company fully support the sustainability committee and back the initiatives it wants to implement in order to become a more innovative, cutting edge, and sustainable company?